If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Nikola Tesla, inventor, physicist, super genius. When I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico, my friends and I used to hang out at this Western bar called Midnight Rodeo. It was the kind of place that had curling irons and hairspray in the woman's bathroom, Bud Light on permanent special for $2 a can, and a solid oak dance floor the size of a cornfield. We were all from the East Coast and were way too cool for country music. So at first we'd go just to snootily make fun of it all, taking great pride in being the first to spot a particularly gigantic belt buckle or cowboy sporting one of them handlebar mustaches big enough to cover up 5 upper lips. But our favorite part was the line dancing. We'd stare, mesmerizing by the giant choreographed mass of Garth Brooks fans stumping around in synchronized woo woohooery with their thumbs purposely tucked into the front pockets of their jeans. It was hilarious that we started joining in ourselves, waving from the middle of the sea of cowboy hats to our friends. Watch this. Then we'll stay on the floor for the next song, just to try to get that part down where you click your heels right before the spin. Then we found ourselves sneaking off every weekend to merrily line dance our little achy breaky hearts out. This is sort of the way the God thing happened for me. It started out with much snarkiness and eye rolling, but I was so broke and clueless and sick of being such a weenie about really going for it in my life that I was open for suggestions, which is why when I started reading books on finding your calling or making money and getting over yourself already, and they all had this spiritual side of them, I didn't toss them in the goodwill pile with my usual this God spirituality crap is for suckers attitude. Instead, I decided to give good old God a chance because I had nothing to lose. Literally, and lo and behold, some of it wasn't totally idiotic. So I started reading more about it. Then I started studying it. Then I started putting it into practice. Then I noticed how much better it made me feel. Then I started believing it. Then I noticed all these awesome shifts starting to happen in my life. Then I became obsessed with it. Then I started loving it. Then I started radically changing my life with it. Then I started teaching it. Now I'm basically riding the mechanical bull about it, punching my fists in the air and hollering to the guy manning the controls, hit it, Wayne. Wherever you happen to stand on the God issue, let me just say that this whole improving your life thing is going to be a lot easier if you have an open mind about it. Call it whatever you want: God, Goddess, the big guy, the universe, source, energy, higher power, the grand poobah, gut, intuition, spirit, the force, the zone, the Lord, the vortex, the mother lode. It doesn't matter. Personally, I find the God word to be a tad too loaded. I prefer source, energy, the universe, the vortex, spirit, the mother lode, all of which I will use interchangeably throughout this talk. Whatever you choose to call it isn't important. what is important is that you start to develop an awareness of and a relationship with the source energy that's surrounding you and within you, which is all the same energy and which will be your best pair ever if you give it a chance. Because here's the thing, our energy is taking a joyride in these bodies of ours, learning, growing, and evolving along the way. One would hope, anyway, I suppose, numbing, shrinking, and moving back in with our parents is also an option until our corporal journey comes to an end and we move on. Thanks for the lift. All of us are connected in this limitless power, and most of us aren't using but a fraction of it. This realization that we're made up of and connected to source energy made me want to have a deeper understanding of spirituality so I could make my physical experience as awesome as possible. And let me tell you, ever since I got into it, it has been awesomeness maximus. When I connected with source energy and in the flow, I am so much more powerful, so much more in tune with my physical world and the world beyond, and just so much happier in general. And the more I meditate and the more attention I give to this relationship with my invisible superpower, the more effortlessly I can manifest the things I want into my life and do it with such specificity and at such a rapid rate that it makes my hair stand up. It's like I finally figured out how to make my magic wand work. If loving spirit is wrong, I don't want to be right. Here is the foundation for all the work we're about to do together on our life. One, the universe is made up of source energy. Two, all energy vibrates at a certain frequency, which means you are vibrating at a certain frequency, and everything you desire and don't desire is also vibrating at a certain frequency. Vibration attracts vibration, otherwise known as the law of attraction. The basic idea is focus on that which makes you feel good, and ye shall find, which means attract, that which makes you feel good. We're all attracting energy to ourselves all the time, whether we realize it or not. And when we are vibrating at a low frequency, feeling pessimistic, needy, victimized, jealous, shameful, worried, convinced we're ugly, etc., yet expect high frequency, awesome things and experiences to come into our lives, we are often disappointed. You need to raise your frequency to match the vibration of the one you want to tune into. It's like trying to listen to a certain radio station but tuning in at the wrong frequency. If you have a hot and sexy date and want to listen to 105.9 FM slow jams, but set your dial to 89.9 FM National Public Radio, you're not going to be slow jamless, but you're more likely to attract a discussion about immigration laws in the U.S. instead of attracting a relaxed and candlelit body that's in the mood for love. The universe will match whatever vibration you put out, and you can't fool the universe. Which is why, when you're vibrating at a high frequency, awesome things seem to flow to you effortlessly, and you seem to stumble over the perfect people and opportunities all the time, and vice versa. As Albert Einstein observed, coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. When you learn to consciously master the energetic realm, believe in the not yet seen, and stay in your high frequency, you harness your innate power to create the reality you desire. So, once again, good old awareness is your key to freedom. Once you realize that you can dramatically improve your situation by connecting with source energy and raising your frequency, you can freaking do it already. Instead of opposing, instead of opting to stay in the suckhole and feeling like a victim of pathetic circumstances such as microwaving ramen in its styrofoam cup for dinner or working for someone who makes your flesh crawl. In order to truly raise your vibration, you've got to believe that everything you want is available to you. And the best way to keep this belief strong is by staying connected to source energy. It's like you're surrounded by the big all you can eat buffet of incredible experiences and insights and feeling and opportunities and things and people and ways to share our gifts with the world. And all we have to do is align our energy with what we want and take decisive action to allow this good into our lives. And this decisive action part is key. Sadly, we can't just float around our neighbor's pool on a raft with cup holders, sipping cocktails and being all high frequency while waiting for a unicorns to fly down from the sky. We have to take action, hell bent for glory kind of action. The trick is to have both parts, energy and action, working in unison. Unless your energy is lined up properly with that which you desire, really desire, any action you take is going to require more, way more effort to get you where you want to go. If it gets you there at all, once in a while you may get lucky doing one without the other. But if you get very clear on what you truly want, rather than what you think you should want, believe that it's available to you regardless of your present circumstances by staying connected to source energy and keeping your frequency high and take decisive action, you will eventually succeed. Have you ever had a dream where you're flying and you're having such a blast, but then you realize, hey, wait a minute, I'm flying. I can't fly. And then you come crashing back down to the ground and you can't get yourself back up again, no matter what you try. This is the way beliefs work. Even if it seems impossible, you have to have faith anyway. And the second you stop believing, you pop the bubble and start attracting the magic in your life. The force is with you. This isn't just about believing and being all high vibed when the sun is out and the bunnies are hopping around either. This is about believing even when things are at their most uncertain or absolute crappiest, that there is a bright, shiny flip side within your reach. As French author and fearless truth seeker Andre Gide so aptly put it, one does not discover new lands without consenting to lose sight of the shore for a very long time. This is about believing that we live in a loving, kind, and abundant universe instead of one that's petty, mean, and likes other people more than it likes you. This is about your faith being greater than your fear.